Hello there guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking Alibaba, the world's largest retailer and one of my biggest personal holdings. I've been adding on quite a bit to my position lately. It's down from 215 to 150, so a great buying opportunity. Now keep in mind this is one of my personal holdings, and do not invest in Alibaba just because I am invested. So how big is the company and how big can it get? So as I already say, it's the world's largest retailer, the world's largest e-commerce company, and its online sales surpass all retailers in the US. Amazon, Walmart, Target, all of it. And over the last 4 years, Alibaba has grown its revenue by 400%. So it has doubled its revenue every year, while Amazon has done 150% over the last 4 years. I'm going to use Amazon as a reference. Amazon is another holdings of mine. It operates in 190 countries. It does 40 billion in revenue, while Amazon does 165, so there's a big disparity there. So they're not very profitable yet. They have currently around $380 billion market cap, and it had an all-time high of 500 billion. Amazon obviously has a high of 1 trillion, but the market cap is not a very important number. It's just some impressive statistics. They do 800 billion gross merchandise revenue, which is basically how much worth of merchandise they sell in a year. Amazon did 186 back in 2017. So more than 4 times as much as Amazon is the volume Alibaba does. And they have the world record in most sales in a day by any company, $30.9 billion in one day. So that was Singles Day 2018. Amazon only did 1 billion on Prime Day. I think that was in 2017. So 30 times that of Amazon, and they've got $13 billion in free cash flow every year, and that has been increased massively. Now, other than this, I mean, they obviously operate in Asia and mostly China, and they have an 80% market share of a projected $1 trillion Chinese e-commerce market by 2022. So these are just some growth statistics for you. And China only has a 53% internet penetration. So imagine how big the market is going to get. Before I move on to some of the outlooks for Alibaba, let's look at the company, because Alibaba owns many different businesses. So they're mainly divided into e-commerce, technology, supermarkets and shopping. So let's start off with e-commerce. They own AliExpress, which is business to business, consumer to consumer and business to consumer, 150 million monthly active users. Taobao online auctions, 580 million active users. Tmall e-commerce, 500 million active users. 1688.com China business to business, 120 million customers. Xuan flash sales, which is a massive website. Alibaba.com, obviously business to business, 634 million active users. Lazada, which is the largest e-commerce platform in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam and Thailand. Some massive growth potential there. And they have 50 million active users in Thai and Singapore alone. And they also have Daraz, which is e-commerce in Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal and Sri Lanka. These countries combined has a population of 460 million, and they're some of the highest growth countries in the world in terms of population. Now in technology, they have Alimama, .com, which is marketing and big data business. Alibaba Cloud, which is the 4th largest cloud provider in the world, $2.2 billion in revenue, Alibaba Cloud alone. They have Yoku, streaming platform with 500 million active users. I believe it's the biggest in the world. And Financial, which is the biggest payment app in the world. Well, this company and Financial operates Alipay with 900 million active users. They have Paytime, which is India's biggest payment with 80 million active users. AutoNavi, which is mapping and navigation, with 100 million daily active users. And then they have UC Web, which is the #1 mobile browser in China and India. Now, as for brick and mortar, so traditional supermarkets, they have Hema, which almost has 100 stores in China, and Alibaba is also the majority shareholder, I believe. Well, the biggest shareholder of Sun Art Retail, which has 461 stores in China. Other than that, they have a shipping company called Kainao or whatever, which is valued at $14 billion revenue. So, no, sorry, it's valued at 14 billion as a company. So those are the arms of Alibaba, which are reaching across all of Asia. And speaking of Asia, this is where a lot of the growth is happening. So this is how I look at it. As I said, they have 80% market share in China, the world's largest e-commerce space, by 2022. There's 1 billion people shopping online in Asia, and is projected to hit 1.5 billion by 2021. So 500 million new potential customers. And the average spending across Asia is $662 annually. It's projected to hit 738 by 2021, which is all pretty much just 3 years from now. So that's an increase of 15% or so. The internet penetration is at 48%, projected to hit 59% by 2021, and smartphone penetration is only at 35%, projected to hit 44% by 2021. So, and this is only by 2021. The growth is so staggering. There are so many people that there are no projections going far into the future. So this is how I look at it. By 2025, which is a reasonable time frame, I'm definitely going to be holding the stock for that long. If Alibaba can put up with a 30% growth, which is going to be far down from today's level, it's going to put them at $250 billion revenue and $80 billion free cash flow. If that happens, I can definitely see the stock growing at about 20% every year. If they cut their growth in half, staying at 50% annual growth, it's going to put them at $683 billion revenue and $220 billion free cash flow, staying at today's percentages. If that happens, I think the stock is at least going to go up 40% every year. If they slow down growth just a little bit, staying at 70% growth, it will put them at $1.6 trillion revenue and $530 billion USD free cash flow. If this happens, I think the stock is growing at between 80 and 100% a year. If they maintain current growth rate, which is impossible, they're going to be at $5.1 trillion revenue and $1.7 trillion free cash flow. If this happens, I'm putting the stock at 150% appreciation per year. These are just random numbers I'm thinking of. So that's really the story of Alibaba, an amazing company, a big growth stock at really cheap prices now. So have a look at it, buy if you want to. Let me know what you think about this company or any other questions you have, and I'll see you guys in my next video.